Abbakka is not a name of a lady or Abbakka is not a name of a person. It's a manitana. It is a name of a kutumba, like your Bandari, Shetty, or your Viran Hegde and all. Abbakka is a Jain priest. She is not from a Hindu community, she is from a Jain priest. Abbakka was a queen of Ulla, but she was appointed as from Tirumal Raya. Her actual capital is Puttige. Puttige is near to Mudabidre. Puttige, Mudabidre, Mangalore, Ullal, these are all the places were famous for Jain community. That time they were the rulers. Chauta dynasties, Jain dynasties means Chauta dynasties. They were there from last in 1100 continuously. They were ruling this Tulu Nadu, and they were capital of Puttige. There that her uncle made Rani Abbakka to Ullal's Rani Abbakka. Now coming to Bangaraja, who is Bangadi? Bangaraja means he is from Bangadi district. Bangadi is a place where you can see in Panamangalore district and all. They are also Jain Kutumbas. They were ruling in Mangalore. Bangadi Lakshmi Arasa 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, Abbakka 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever it is there. They were also Jains, and they were ruling in Mangalore. This is not known to anybody. Now I am coming to the main part of it, Portuguese. 1497, the Portugal was, small country. Like you can see, imagine the Karnataka is less than half of our country. This is half our state. Maybe now it is 1 crore population, some of these things. 1497, they were a maritime emperor of that time. Near to that Portugal, there is Spain also there. 1497, the year is very important. That time, the Portugal was ruled by the king. All the European countries were ruled by the king. Even now, you can see England also ruled by the king and queen and all this. That time also the Portugal was ruled by the king only. Vasco da Gama, he was only a sailor. He was not a big, captain or something like that. The intention was that they have to. They knew that Portuguese and Spain, they knew that there are a lot of sambar items, that is like pepper, your jaggery, your whatever, cardamom, what you call elacti and other things. They're all coming to them. But it was coming from not from the direct route, it was coming from the Arab and Persia and then come to the European countries. And it was very costly. All West Coast and Indian items were very costly. So they wanted to find out where is it, India, this thing. And they want to know, they want to buy the things. As a mercenary, they came here. They didn't come as a purchasing things and all. So Vasco da Gama, they appointed Vasco da Gama with 4 naval ships, 150 sailors. They came, earlier they were coming up to the African countries. Why they were coming to African countries? Can anybody guess? The slave business. All European countries were attacking the African countries to buy the slaves. Slaves means human beings. They were black in color. They were selling in they were a good market in European countries, other places and all. All you can call now. You can't call them a Negro as enough, but it's not out of word now. The black people. They were being purchased and sold to the European countries. And there was the abundance of gold was also there in that. Mining was also going on in African countries. So they were knowing it. So the Vasco da Gama, he came down to or Africa, Cape Town that is called. Then he turned back and came to the eastern of Africa. There he could get There is one Arab Navy, he is called Muslim navigator. He suggested this is the western of India. So let me help you and all. That's why how Vasco da Gama came to Calicut. If you go to Calicut, you can see that Vasco da Gama, 1940, 1904, 98, Kapad, that's the place called Calicut. Even now it is there, Vasco da Gama arrived here and all. Why it is very important? That the first time that anybody, Europeans, colonized people came to India. And one more story was there in between. The Columbus, he also started coming to India thinking that it is Indians. But unfortunately, and luckily, he went towards west side and he found South America, the West Indians, what you call this thing is found by the Columbus. That is why the name has come West Indians and West Indians. He was thinking that was India and that's why it's called West Indians. So Columbus went there. Now the story of this Vasco da Gama, why important are, I told you the capacity of Portuguese. After coming from Vasco da Gama and after he traveled, he came to Calicut, there was a king was there, Jamarin king. That Jamarin also is a name of a family, it's a Manitana. He also ruled for 100. That time the Jamarin king welcomed Vasco da Gama for only few days. But then he realized that all their purchaser, all his this thing were all Muslims and all. They said, no, we don't want to allow this Calicut, all Raja, don't allow him at all. So Vasco da Gama has to retreat from there, Calicut. Then he traveled back, he went to Cochin, he purchased the pepper, he came to Kannur, he came all the way to your South Andhra, he came Kundapur, he came Karwar. Then he went back. He identified the places, which are the places are all there and all. After 35 years of Portuguese coming to India, can you imagine such a half of Karnataka, they conquered 50 countries of the world. 50 countries of the world, including Brazil, including Sri Lanka, Malacca, including China, including Japan. Whole western coast, even the eastern coast of India also. Hitting everybody, conquering every places and bombarding each places. Only 3 places in India, of course western coastal places, they registered this. One is Calicut our king Jamarin, and Queen Rani Abbakka, and another queen is there, Gerusuppe, Channabaira Devi. These are the only 3 places where they did not agree for Portuguese. Everywhere they surrendered. All, that the situation that time was Vijayanagara was a ruling empire of this thing. These people were all Samantas. They were all fitted as of all Vijayanagara this thing. Rani Abbakka, even Mangalore Raja also, even Karnataka Raja also, even all this. They were all coming from under the Vijayanagara this empire. So the Mangalore was captured by this thing. That time the ruling was done by the Bangarasas. So I told you that Bangaraja is there and he was also Jain and all these things. During that time, all they captured, I've been telling you, even the Ceylon, Goa, they formed a capital in Goa, because instead of going to Lisbon, they can't go to Lisbon and all. They said, okay, we'll make a capital in Goa as this thing. They were controlling the Goa and all. They were sending a message to Rani Abbakka, the queen. Please surrender. You surrender. They will bombard and all. Because king of Bangarasa, Lakshman Bangarasa, who ruled Mangalore, already surrendered. He gave place to Portuguese to form a fortress. What do you mean the fortress? If you can understand what the fortress means, the Portuguese fortress means, it will have a chapel, it will have a house, it will have a factory, it will have a palace, some sort of big house, everything. And maybe comprising maybe around 5-6 acres of land is full boundary and all. So they formed everywhere except these 3 places. Bangaraja already given a permission to start and gave a cup and all. So, as Jairam Shetty has told you, that was the main period. It is not, war was not started in 1955, 4-5, but 1955, 4-5, Rani became in Ullal, and 1955, the first wars took place against Portuguese. Portuguese bombarded Ullal and all. That time, Rani refused, Rani did not surrender at all. The fiercely fighting, Rani was such a distinct fierce fighting. They did not allow, she did not allow any of the Portuguese to land at all, either by land or by ship and all things. The main reason why Rani was, there was a matrimonial alliance between Bangaraja and this thing. They married each other. In 1960 and 1960, they got married each other. And the Rani was queen of Bangaraja's wife. He was insisting on Rani to surrender. Please surrender. Rani said very clearly to his wife, her husband, I will not surrender to Portuguese at any cost. I am a Swabhimani girl, self-respect. This is what Rani Abbakka has told her husband. This was been told to the Portuguese. At any cost, I will not surrender. Imagine she left her husband, thinking that my nation, my place is more than for my husband. The Portuguese also preserved her. With the 1 year which has come, 1968, which should be known to everybody, that time the Portuguese came to Ullal by land, destroyed Ullal fully. Everything was destroyed. Not even a coconut trees, not even a fields. It was fully all empty places and all. They thought the Rani was killed or something like that. And during that time, the Rani was having so many soldiers of all communities. Now you can see here Mugaviras. Now you can see Gattis or the Dalashi Gattis, Timappanayaka, or Channamarakala. Kutti Pokara he has come from Kerala. He was assisting Rani Abbakka. Kutti Pokara is a general of your Jamarin king. He was also assisting Rani Abbakka to help. So Rani Abbakka, Vijayanagara Empire did not help Rani Abbakka. And that time, Vijayanagara Empire also is collapsed. You can make out Talikota, this thing and all. Adil Shah fought with Vijayanagara, empire is collapsed. 1968 is a year which they bombarded like anything. But Rani saved. Rani went to there was one mosque was there, Alekala Mosque. You can remember that place. This is Alekala Mosque. She was hidden. She was protected by the Muslims. In Ullal, it is still there now, Alekala Mosque. So in the night, so happened all the admirals or generals or captains of Portuguese thought that Ullal was captured by them. But they were enjoying. They were drinking, dancing and all, with a light on this. But all the soldiers of Ullal, they came with all back faces. They went to wherever their tent and all. They burned them. Joel Pexeto was the admiral, he was resisting. He was murdered, he was butchered, and they went. All the Portuguese were there. And the Rani survived at that time. The Ullal was survived at 1968 of the history of the Ullal, which they bombarded like anything. Nowhere else they did bombarded like this. But nowhere else. This is the time which the news went to the Goa, this news went to even all the European countries. Who is this Rani? Who is Rani Abbakka? Who attacked such a mighty Portuguese, already 50 countries they have so much, they have a navy this thing. The news went all the way to the European countries, Persian countries and other places. Almost 6-7 times, till 1980, 1580, the Rani was there. She was called a Hiri Abbakka. The second Abbakka, what we call. We are talking about the Hiri Abbakka. We don't say that the second Abbakka and all. she still survived till 1580. She didn't die because of Portuguese, but her death was because of her husband's Alia, his comrade. They backstabbed her because of Portuguese instigations. They backstabbed her and she died in Ullal. She was actually, in fact, you can see there, Abanjara place is there. Now coming to the next part of this thing. See, this Abbakka family ruled almost 80, 90 years of Ullal. No family in that time ruled for 80, 90 years except your Jamarin. Even Rani Abbakka ruled only for 40 years. The next comes after this Abbakka death. Probably the history says that one more Raja was there in Ullal, but it's not very sure. Then comes the Kiri Abbakka. Probably she was her own daughter. She started ruling it. She was ferocious. Even the Kiri Abbakka was not at all this thing. She learned everything of the individual fighting. She was holding the sword. She was very good in Bana, the arrow, this thing and all. She trained everything, every Ullal. She built a quota. She protected everything, such that no Portuguese can come into the inside of this thing and all. She had such intelligence, this thing and all. Almost all the court activities was started by her. Nobody could touch her. So inside they were all, from inlands they were exporting and this thing and all. Still, even when the Portuguese, mighty Portuguese was there, when they were issuing the passes, when they were destroying all the naval ships in the Arabian seas or any other seas, they were the king, they were called king of seas. Every this thing, they used to give a pass. You take the pass, you give the taxes. That time also Portuguese, they could not conquer Ullal. And she was ferocious like anything. That's what she was called. Arrow Rani, Binkina Rani and she was there. Jayram Shetty has mentioned about her in this thing. History and all these things came out only because of Dallavalle, Italian traveler. He was a traveler who traveled right from Italy and he wanted to travel. He already traveled this thing. That is the time when he went to the Persia. You know that Persia king. He was mentioning, to the Persia king. I am going all these places to the western coast, Goa, Daman, Diu, Goa, all these things. The Persia king has told him, whenever if you go to this place, Mangalore, please go to the place Ullal, because everybody knows that Ullal, Queen Rani Abbakka, is such a great queen. She is like Elizabeth I, that's the biggest name you can give to anybody in this world is Queen of Elizabeth. You don't remember, don't say this is Elizabeth who died and all. That time also Elizabeth I was there in England. So go and see her. So this traveler is Dallavalle, comes all the way. He meets even Gersuppe Rani Abbakka also. It was almost 1624, he comes to Ullal. But when he comes to Ullal, he sees all the Ullal places, but Rani is not there. The Rani, then he goes back to Mangalore and they say that Rani is in Madali, where he called Madali is on the way to Puttigu. If you are all people know very well, this Gurupur river goes to the Madali. And very near to the Madali there is a Podale temple is there. So there that palace is there, Madali palace. She was ruling that also, Madali also and Puttigu also. So he goes there to meet Rani Abbakka. Can you imagine how she looks and all? Not very, if you see the Rani like a Kireta and all these things. She was working in the field, agriculture field. She was coming out of the agriculture field with the 5 sipais on this thing and all. Bare-legged, without any Kireta, without any bangles, without any these things. Just like one, older days, this thing and all. If you see a lady, old days, you know that they only cover them just and this thing and all. This fellow is getting suspect whether she is a Rani or something like that. She asks, who is your Rani? And she obliges, she talks. It's not like a very big Rani and all. That focus is not very, she's a Rani and all these things. Very mild, very very simple way of life. Like, she is little black, fat and short and all things. But she talked like a Rani and all. Whatever questions, Divasa people are there, a translator will be there. She is answering, and he was very happy to see that she takes care of him. She takes him to her palace. She shows all the things. She tells him to stay for one day. He stays for one day. Describes him. He writes all the story about all Rani Abbakka and writes. And again he asks for her interview next day, but she doesn't give the interview. That day when he went to the palace of Rani, her son was also there. That he is writing all these things and all. So this Dallavale story is the prominent one. Please understand. Never ever anybody written about Rani Abbakka except Dallavale and all. Till that time, almost 80 years or 90 years, even 100 years, Ullal could not be captured by the Portuguese at all. Not anybody else. This is how Abbakka should be prominent. Dallavale is written, whatever written in Italian was translated only to 150 years back. The story of Abbakka came to the light only after Dallavale. It was written in Italian. It was translated to English by the English writer. That time only everybody knew that Rani Abbakka was the queen of Ullal who fought against Portuguese. And she fought for 90 years. Of the whole Abbakka family fought against this thing. All, why she is famous today and all, why she was famous that time, she involved every one of them. Muslims, even the local Christians were there. Portuguese was a Christian, but local Christians were there. Hindus, and they were all armies of consistent, all warfare support, all Muslims, they were, everybody, Mogaviras, especially Mogaviras were there. This is the story of Abbakka untold. It is not told to anybody else. Nowhere it is written, it is there. You can read something somewhere here and there, this thing. But Abbakka fought, Abbakkas, you can say Abbakkas, they fought 90 years. The Portuguese or anybody else could not this thing. Abbakka, in fact, after Vijayanagara, the Ikkeri Nayaks, Venkatappa Nayaks supported, Jamburin supported, and that time also they could not this thing. Then they came that Hyder Ali and Tippu, then the British. So this is the story of Ullal, this is the story of Rani Abbakka. And just another 5-10 minutes I'll talk to you about this thing and all. You have heard about Kutti Pokare. He is the general of our Kunyali Kuttis, this thing. Have you heard of Markara Kunyali? Anybody has heard it? Huh? You heard it, you have heard of it. There's a Markara movie has come. Anybody from Kerala? There's a Kunyali Markara movie has come. Mohanlal has acted on that. Recently it is released. If you see that movie, you can see all the this thing and all. How Abbakka was to fight and all these things. The coconut shells are there, coconut sute. You can say, oh, there's one more coconut sute. Can you make out what is coconut sute? She was holding the coconut sute and fighting with all of this thing. They were putting the oil and all this thing. They were throwing to the ship and all. And they were throwing all this thing, the arrow of this thing, and they were throwing to the ship and all. That's what it is written. It is the story. Comes in that. You can see the ships which is there at that time. Now coming to the present situation. Have you gone to all people of Ullal? Have you gone anybody to Ullal at all? Okay, now I'll tell you some places where it is very prominent of Ullal. Whether Abbakka was there or Abbakka was still there, Abbakka is this thing. There is a Vishwanath temple, Vishamurti temple is there in Uchila. If you go there, the side walls of that, it is built by the Abbakka. It is very highly distinct. Somanatheshwara Devasthana is there. Even if you, the Abbakkas, even the Abbakka Jain, she was to Basati and she was Aradhya Deva, Somanath temple, Shiva temple. If you go to a Shiva temple, there is a Jaladroni, call it. Can you make it out? There is a picture is there. He donated that. That is about Linga, you can see that belly, silver thing. The water is fallen there. The surroundings of the Abbakka was built by the surrounding of Someshwar temple was built by the Abbakka. They were keeping the guns and all. They were seeing all the places. They were seeing that place because built that place to protect the Somanath Devasthana. Not only see that, they can see the sea also to come Portuguese coming into. They were all holes were there. Now it is not there. If anybody had gone there after 40 years back, it is still there. Now coming to the Ambatkere, you know there is one place Ambatkere is there. That was the kere built by the Rani Abbakka. Now only 2 keres are there. You know where is the palace of Rani Abbakka? It is on near the Mukkasheri. In front of the Mukkasheri, there is a vast place was there. You can see the Kandaka, where the inside rounding of this thing, some Kandaka is there. Kandaka means between land, 2 lands, you build a water wall, water wall. So people cannot come and down. That is there. How this Mukkasheri's name has come? Mukkaru was there. Mukkaru means that you can call either Muslims or this thing and all. Both this thing. That is what the Mukkasheri name has come. You can see Vagal Chamundeshwari, you can see Bhagavati, you can see Adaka Bhagavati. These are all connected with our Rani Abbakka. Kotepura name has come. Kotepura is named not because of the Kota is there. The Kota is a Sainika. Kota was a community people there. They were protecting Rani and all. Ullal, this thing is there. They are all connected with the Rani. Mastikatte, why the Mastikatte name has come? Can anybody guess? Mastikatte is the, when the early days when the husband dies, the wife has to die. That is called Mastikatte. Mastikatte is the place of this thing. Basti Padapu is there. There is a Basti Padapu is there. Why it is called? Basati is there. That even now the Basati is there. It was renovated by Rani Abbakka. There is only one Basati. Adinatha and Pashanatha is staying in there. Only one this thing. She was a change. All Kirtankars names. But only in one place there is a 2. This thing is there. Adinatha and Pashanatha. There is a Ullal Basati is there. We can think of all these things. You can think of even the Ullal this thing also. Mosque also. You can see so many things are there. Can you imagine one minute? If Abbakka would not have been there, whether Somanatha temple would be there? No. Whether Bhagavad temple would be there? No. Whether Vagal Chamundeshwari is there? No. Whether Magavalis would be there? No. Whether Muslims were there? No. Will not be there. Would not have been there. Why? Can you compare this Ullal to Goa? All temples were raised. All these things were raised. All were converted. All were these things were put. Because that is why today, in this period, Ullal Rani Abbakka is very, very, very prominent because of heroic attack, because of our individual this thing, because the courageous, the way, the natural type of, that type of heroic efforts. So, comparing Jhansi Rani Lakshmi, comparing Kittur Rani Channamma, they were all fought with the Britishers. Comparing any other people, Holkar or other things, Kittur Rani Channamma fought with the Britishers maybe 5-6 years. Jhansi Rani Lakshmi fought with maybe 2-3 years. Sangoli Rayana fought for only once. But Rani Abbakka fought for 90 years of her life. Whole Abbakka, she fought for saved Ullal and all. Can it not be, she should be a more than first freedom fighter, this thing? That is why untold story of Rani Abbakka. That's what Queen Rani Abbakka fought, saved the Ullal, saved all the people. Harmonically, I'm telling you this thing harmonically. You can see that statue of harmonica, you can be here. Prime Minister told about Rani Abbakka yesterday when Chief Minister came, he announced that we will begin the airport, Mangalore airport, which is our demand for the last 27 years. For the first time, the announcement came from the Chief Minister that Ullal's Rani Abbakka's name will be kept on the airport. Jairam Shetty's first ambitions in the district. This media, I request all of you to see that name of Rani Abbakka is kept on the airport, and please see that. And finally, I am concluding. I just want to ask one question. All this place is in Paneer, you know that? I know that this is the place in Paneer. What prominence is there in the Paneer and what I am told a story about? Can anybody tell? Any one of you they can tell. No, I can tell you that. Lastly, I tell you, the Paneer church was built by the Portuguese. The third church built here. The first church was Rosary, Rosario Church. The second was Paragipete. The third church was Panir Church. The Clara may be knowing it. And this is famous for the Portuguese came, and that if you go to the Panir Church, the small place is there where Portuguese came and built that Panir Church. So that has got a permanence. So all these things are not because of the anywhere you can find it all, but it is true that Panir Church was built by the Portuguese. In that time also the Portuguese were there here, and in even Ranipura the name has come also because of the Rani, Ullal's Rani. All these things are their significance for Rani Abbakka, and I am very much thankful for all.